Hello everyone, and it's time once again for Pop's Picks on Boss Films. I'm your host Cole Pops, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the BFG. This is the new one from Steven Spielberg, as well as the latest book adaptation of a Roald Dahl book. Now you've got Mark Rylance as the BFG himself, as well as Ruby Barnhill as Sophie, the two title characters of this movie. Let's jump right in. So Sophie one night is snatched out of her bed by the BFG to be taken on a magical adventure. Now the BFG is the runt of his litter. He's about half the size of the other giants and much nicer than them. The other huge giants like to eat children in their spare time, whereas the BFG likes to catch dreams and then blow them into children's heads so they have a wonderful night's sleep. Nice thing for him to do. Now, this movie really doesn't hit kind of the emotional highs I was hoping it would. When you hear Steven Spielberg and Roald Dahl, you're hoping for kind of a tearjerker, but unfortunately, in this movie, they never really end up coming. And where I did smile at a lot of parts, I never found myself really laughing out loud. Now, the two characters of this movie really have to carry it, as for almost 80 to 90% of this movie, it's just Sophie and the BFG having this adventure together. And with two lesser actors, this movie could have fallen apart. But thankfully, Mark Rylance as well as Ruby Barnhill do a fantastic job of carrying this movie. Now, one thing that you're always going to get going into a Steven Spielberg movie is beautiful direction, and the BFG is no exception to that. This movie is really great in the shots that Steven uses. They can really add a lot of feeling to a character or maybe humor to a scene. He does a really fantastic job of framing things in a certain way to really get a lot of emotion in there. And he also uses CGI in such a fantastic manner in this movie. I like to think back to The Jungle Book as another example of when CGI and real actors just combine in a fantastic way. When you have real actors and really good CGI, it almost creates a blend of fantasy and reality, and that's just what the BFG needed. Now, all in all, I thought this was a great book-to-film adaptation of one of my favorite childhood books, but it wasn't quite as classic as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or James and the Giant Peach. I would give the BFG 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching Pop's Picks on Boss Films. If you want to see more videos and reviews, make sure you click below, and of course, let us know what you think. Leave a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe.